This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Be disturbed. If you kiss your own child or wife, say to yourself that you are kissing a human being, for when it dies you will not be disturbed. 4. When you are on the point of putting your hand to some undertaking, remind yourself what the nature of that undertaking is. If you are going out of the house to bathe, put before your mind what happens at a public bath. Those who splash you with water, those who jostle against you, those who vilify you and rob you. And thus you will set about your undertaking more securely, if at the outset you say to yourself, I want to take a bath, and at the same time to keep my moral purpose in harmony with nature. And do so in every undertaking. For thus, if anything happens to hinder you in your bathing, you will be ready to say, oh well, this was not the only thing that I wanted, but I wanted also to keep my moral purpose in harmony with nature, and I shall not so keep it if I am vexed at what is going on. 5. It is not the things themselves that disturb men, but their judgments about these things. For example, death is nothing dreadful, or else Socrates too would have thought so. But the judgment that death is dreadful, this is the dreadful thing. When, therefore, we are hindered, or disturbed, or grieved, let us never blame any one but ourselves. That means our own judgments. It is the part of an uneducated person to blame others where he himself fares ill. To blame himself is the part of one whose education has begun. To blame neither another nor his own self is the part of one whose education is already complete. 6. Be not elated at any excellence which is not your own. If the horse in his elation were to say, I am beautiful, it could be endured. But when you say in your elation, I have a beautiful horse, rest assured that you are elated at something good which belongs to a horse. What then is your own? The use of external impressions. Therefore, when you are in harmony with nature in the use of external impressions, then be elated, for then it will be some good of your own at which you will be elated. 7. Just as on a voyage, when your ship has anchored, if you should go on shore to get fresh water, you may pick up a small shellfish or little bulb on the way, but you have to keep your attention fixed on the ship, and turn about frequently, for fear lest the captain should call. And if he calls, you must give up all these things, if you want to escape being thrown on board all tied up like the sheep. So it is also in life. If there be given you, instead of a little bulb and a small shellfish, a little wife and child, there will be no objection to that. Only, if the captain calls, give up all these things and run to the ship, without even turning around to look back. And if you are an old man, never go far away from the ship, for fear that when he calls, you may be missing. 8. Do not seek to have everything that happens happen as you wish, but wish for everything to happen as it actually does happen, and your life will be serene. 9. Disease is an impediment to the body, but not to the moral purpose, unless that consents. Lameness is an impediment to the leg, but not to the moral purpose. And say this to yourself at each thing that befalls you, for you will find the thing to be an impediment to something else, but not to yourself. 10. In the case of everything that befalls you, remember to turn to yourself and see what faculty you have to deal with it. If you see a handsome lad or woman, you will find restraint the faculty to employ here. If hard labour is laid upon you, you will find endurance. If insulted, you will find patience to bear evil. And if you conduct yourself in this fashion, your external impressions will not get the better of you. 11. Never say about anything, I have lost it, but only, I have given it back. Is your child dead? It has been given back. Is your wife dead? She has been given back. I have had my farm taken away. Very well, this too has been given back. Yet it was a rascal who took it away. But what concern is it of yours by which means the giver called for its return? So long as he gives it you, take care of it as of a thing that is not your own, as travellers treat their inn. 12. If you wish to make progress, dismiss all reasoning of this sort. If I neglect my affairs, I shall have nothing to live on. If I do not punish my slave boy, he will turn out bad. For it is better to die of hunger, but in a state of freedom from grief.